Canelo's a savage. He just trashed Terence Crawford's resume in front of two GOATs, Shaquille O'Neal and Tom Brady. He just talked about how Terence Crawford doesn't have the best resume in the world. He hasn't beaten anybody. He's beaten Shawn Porter, Kell Brook, Earl Spence Jr., Gamboa. Like, I think Terence Crawford has a decent resume, but not the resume that Canelo has, obviously. But Canelo's also, you know, fought some big names that weren't in their primes anymore. So it's kind of like even, in my opinion. Neither Canelo or Terence Crawford has a great resume, and it's not their fault. It's just like there aren't a lot of great names during their generation that they could have fought, you know, like Floyd, Pacquiao, those guys. They were already, you know, towards their ends of their careers, and ultimately Crawford and Canelo maybe weren't the biggest names, you know, specifically Crawford. The reason why Crawford never got a big fight is because Canelo was honestly where Crawford is now. Like, Canelo was getting that spotlight. Terence Crawford wasn't as popular as he is now. He wasn't a huge name. And for Floyd and Manny, they were focused on each other at the time. Like, there was no time for Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford wasn't even worried about by Pacquiao and Floyd, because ultimately, like, Pacquiao and Floyd were all about the big money fights, and, you know, they fought each other, and Pacquiao won that rematch. Floyd was focused on getting retirement, you know, and finishing out his career. So I don't think it's fair, you know, to say that Terence Crawford has a poor resume. Even though it might be true on paper, I feel like you got to really look at it and say it's not his fault. You know, it's not Terence Crawford's fault that his resume isn't the best. Do I agree with Canelo? I agree to an extent. It's not an outstanding resume to the point where you can put him up there with guys like Floyd, guys like Pacquiao, because these guys, in the first half of Floyd's career, in the first half of Pacquiao's career, they already had better resumes alone, you know, than Terence Crawford does right now. And that's even putting Canelo on it. Like, you already put Morales, Marquez, who else is, you know, Floyd's beating Gotti, he's beating all these guys, Castillo. Like, that's already a better resume than anything Terence Crawford could do, even fighting Canelo. Like, and that's unfortunate, and that's not Terence Crawford's fault. But it was interesting to hear Canelo kind of bash Terence Crawford's resume. I mean, Canelo's best wins, I gotta go Triple G. I gotta go Amir Khan. That knockout was great, but like, when he had his best performances, you look at a guy like Amir Khan who doesn't belong in the same ring size-wise as Canelo Alvarez. So you look at that Triple G fight. First fight was a draw. Second and third fight, it's like, you know, Triple G's getting older already. So I don't know. I don't think it's fair to say either fighter has a really poor resume, because they just both don't have amazing resumes. But I think it's all about fight night, because I feel like now tensions are rising for sure. You look at Canelo, you look at Crawford, and it's just like crazy. It's like they're starting to push each other, and Canelo's getting really physical, and now Canelo's talking about Terence Crawford's resume, this and that. So I think Terence should definitely be motivated for sure. I've already, you know, kind of speculated on whether or not the push from Canelo was even real, because I have reason to believe, like, someone probably told them, like, try to make it exciting for the fans, give them a moment, or give the press and media something to talk about. So Canelo went out there and pushed Terence Crawford. But I think deep down they're, you know, respectful, and they've been respectful on numerous occasions. But I think they're trying to hype the fight up for sure, and that was just one of the many ways that they're going to do it. I feel like Terence Crawford and Canelo both have that mindset where they're like, this guy's never been in the ring with somebody like me. But honestly, Canelo's been in the ring with a guy like Floyd, and Terence hasn't been in the ring with a guy that was on Floyd Mayweather's level. So there's that. But also, Canelo's older now. Terence Crawford, he hasn't fought the best. He hasn't fought the best out there, but this is a huge opportunity for him. And, you know, one thing about Terence Crawford, you know, he may not have the best resume in the world. I can agree with that. But the mentality, you know, I don't think Canelo's fought somebody with a mentality like this since Floyd Mayweather. I think it's about Crawford's will to win that's so impressive, and I think that's going to be so impactful on fight night. You know, you got to think about, like, these guys in the head, like the switch that Crawford turns on when it's time to get in that mode. I don't think Canelo's ever dealt with that. You know, Floyd had that. I don't know if Bivol had that. I think Bivol was just too big in general for Canelo to beat. But when we're talking about guys like Floyd, guys like Terence Crawford, around the same size as Canelo Alvarez, like, the guys that have the will and ability to beat him, are the ones that can flip a switch like that, and they want to win that badly. And I think Crawford, alongside Mayweather, is one of those guys. So we'll see what happens. Crawford and Canelo. Let me know down below what you guys think, who you guys got in the predictions. But I'm still rocking with Crawford. But thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next Navs boxing video. Peace.